Naila, why is English language important to learn?
This is because English language is an international language and is widely followed and understood by people across the world.
I want to learn this language.
To learn every language, there are some skills to develop. Follow this class to learn these skills.
Viewers of MTA, we welcome you to our program. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We are continuing our lesson on essay, that is composition. Today we are having our lesson 5. Class, you are welcome to the program. Our topic for today is the outline of informal letters. Every essay has its own outline. Our last meetings, we looked at the purpose of the essay, how to get our purpose. Then we also discussed the audience, which is the receiver of the message. We also looked at that. Then we look at the expected audience for the various essays. Then an assignment was given for you to do. I hope you have done that. I've seen most of your assignment, excepting that of Orchard. Orchard, you didn't show me your assignment, so I'm unable to know your performance as far as the assignment is concerned. You ensure that you show it to me, and let me look at that. Those of you who showed it, I ask you to develop one of the questions, the purpose. You develop the purpose into details. You should analyze it, which you shall be using it to answer the essay question as we go on. Viewers at home, I hope you have done yours. If still haven't done it, please try to do it. Don't be like one of our students, Orchard, who hasn't still done his. Do your best to do it and show it to anyone around you. Okay, let's look at our objectives for the lesson. It is our aim that by the end of the presentation, you will be able to explain what an outline of an essay is. And then you should also be able to identify the various parts of informal letters. At any time at all you are asked to write an informal letter, you should be able to easily identify the parts. And then you should also be able to correctly sketch the outline of any informal letter. It's also very important. You need to have the correct outline of every essay. The outline is a very important component of the marking scheme in schools. When teachers give you essay, the outline, they pay attention to it, and then you are marked by the outline you put. The outline you put can either push you to even have your content wrong or have your content right. So we shall look at all that. The first one is the outline of essay. What we say, the outline of every essay are the various parts of that essay, the various parts that essay has. Every essay has parts. Every write-up, not only in essay, but every write-up has parts. So the parts of an essay is known as the outline of what? The essay, the various parts an essay has. We say these are the features that differentiate one essay from the other. These parts are features, so that when you look at the part of a letter, or the parts of a letter, it's completely different from other essay. So the various parts of the essay that we shall be learning differentiate one particular essay from what? The other. For example, we say at a mere glance at any essay, the features clearly informs you the kind of essay it is. If someone writes any essay at all, you were not there, the person was writing. Immediately you pick what the person has written, just looking at it without reading what it contains. You don't need to even read what it contains. Reading it means you are getting to know the content of the essay. But immediately you pick the essay, the write-up, just looking at the way the parts are arranged, just looking at the features of the essay, you can easily tell the kind of essay it is. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Good. If you don't, you let me know and then I will explain it further. We say these features help us to distinguish a letter from an article. So by the part, if it is a letter, immediately you pick and you look at it, you know that, no, this is a letter. If it is an article, immediately you pick, you're just going to know this is an article. No one needs to tell you. Immediately you just look at the past, you know automatically this is an article, this is a letter. In the same way, too, it helps us to be able to differentiate between a debate from a speech. So when you pick, looking at the way it is written, oh, this one is a speech. You don't even need to read. No, this one, it is a debate. You can easily see that differences. Or a story from a narrative. And then it also helps us to distinguish between a formal letter from what? Informal letter. So it means a formal letter, the parts are different from that of what? Informal letter. Good. We are saying this means that each kind or group of essay has a complete feature or part different from what? Others. So a letter has different parts from an article. A debate has different parts from a speech. They do not carry the same what? Part. Good. And then we're saying give the parts. That's a question that I want you to. You give the parts of a typical letter that you have. So give the parts a typical letter should have. That's the question there. If you've been writing letters, I know. You've written to your uncle, you have written to your friend, you've also written to your teacher in an exercise or examination. Hafiz, you wrote to Huzur. And then child, you said you wrote to your mother. Good. So you definitely followed certain pattern in writing. So you will tell me, each of you, you mention one part of a letter. Yes, let me start with Hajara.
The address.
Okay, letter should have address. Good. Yes, Sarah? Body. Hafiz Ankara?
The date.
Okay. A letter should have date. Yes, Josefa?
Subscription.
Okay, good. And then, any other parts that is not mentioned?
Heading.
Okay, a letter has heading. Good. But not all letters have what? Heading. That you should know. And especially what we are going to treat today, those letters do not have what? Headings. But certain letters do have what? Headings. Good. So these, you've done well. These are typical parts of letters. Every letter, excepting heading, that some letters do not have, every letter has these parts. Every letter has. Good. And they must be written correctly at their right places. So this is what we are going to do for today. Good. We say our consideration for this lesson is on what? Informal what? Letters. So we are going to look at the outline of what? Informal letters, just as our topic suggested. That's what we are going to look at today. So what we are looking at today doesn't concern all kinds of letters, but what? Informal letters. We say informal letters are also termed as what? Friendly letters. An informal letter is what? A friendly letter. That's also the name. So if you are asked to give the parts of friendly letters, they are asking you to give the parts of informal letters. Then we say pen pals are also informal letters. Good. Who or what is a pen pal? When we say pen pal, who or what is it? An idea? So we say pen pals of friendly letters are letters written to only friends. And that is very, very important. Don't mix. You see, listen. We started by mentioning the word informal letters. Have you seen?
Yes, sir.
Then we linked informal letters to say that they are also termed friendly what? Letters. We say informal letters are also termed what? Friendly letters. To mean that when we say informal letters, we are talking about what? Friendly letters. And when we say friendly letters, they also include what? Pen pals. Don't get confused. So when we say informal letter, we are talking about pen pals who are friends that we mostly do not meet. We don't meet them regularly. But we communicate through what? Writing. These days that we have internet and social media, you still do that. Do you understand that? Good. So when we talk of pen pals, they are friendly letters. They are also informal what? Letters. Take note. So when we say informal letter, we are talking about letters to friends. And these letters to friends could be pen pals, people you don't regularly meet. It could also be to people that you regularly meet. But the most important thing is that you are writing to only people you consider as what? Friends. And who are friends? To make us understand, we say mostly people within our age what? Group. For example, I'm your teacher for this class. At a formal level, you can call me, I'm your teacher. You relate to me formally as your teacher. But you could also be a friend to me. But this kind of friendship, we are not of the same age group. Do you follow me? Please, do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
So I'm not that kind of friend I'm referring to. When you are writing to me in a friendly manner, it doesn't fall under informal letters. It falls under different category that we shall tackle. And what is that category? We mentioned it in a way. Yeah, it's all chat. Semi-formal. Good. Semi what? Formal. It falls in between informal and what? Formal. But you are of people of the same age group. When we say age group, it doesn't mean that you should be 13, no. But when we talk of teens, that's from 11 up to somewhere even what? 19. That's an age group. So when you are writing to people within that cycle, who are your friends, then we say they are what? Informal letters. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Any question? Any question on the meaning of informal letters, or what do they actually represent? Good. So if no question, we'll go on. Having explained what an informal letter is, now let's go to the past. I talk about past of informal what? Letters. As you mentioned, we say informal letters have the following parts. We have the sender's address or the writer's what? Address. You the one writing. Your address. You the one writing, you are the one sending. You are the one likely to post. Whether you are the one who goes to the post office to post or not, but you are initiating the action. So that's first. That's the first thing you need to have. Then date. The date is followed. And then your body. The body has three parts. You have the introduction. You have the body part itself, the main body. Then you have the conclusion part. And that, the three come together to give us the what? The body. And then we have the subscription, which you've also mentioned. Good. So these form parts of informal letters. So 4 parts, basically. So every informal letter is expected to have these parts. So immediately you pick any informal letter, immediately you see this part, oh, this one is informal letter. Right? Good. We shall now see how they are written and where they are written on your sheet of paper. So we are going to use our slide board as a sheet of paper. I hope you can see. You can see that as a sheet of paper. Let's start with the first one, the sender's address. Now, we say we have 4 kinds of addresses. When you are writing a letter, informal letter, you can use any of these 4 kinds, and we shall be looking at one after the other. We shall look at that. We say that the first one, your letter could be punctuated, and when it is punctuated, it could be block or what? Slanted. It could be block or slanted. Now we shall look at it. Good. So if it is, we are looking at punctuated now, and when we finish, I'll tell you whether it is block or slanted. This is our line. So like you open your page, you want to write. This is the top line. You understand? I should have another line, because it's a slide, I should have another line on top there. So I'm writing in the line. So you open your pages, for example. You open your pages. Fresh page. Let's assume you have a fresh sheet of paper. So the first line, you are writing we write in the lines. So the first line, not on top of that, the first line. You get me? That is where it occurs. So you see which part of it at our right side of our page. As I said, this is our page. You see that it's at the top of the page. Which side? Right side of the page. That's where I started from. I'm still in school. I'm the writer. It's assumed that I'm still in school, like you are in school. That's my school's address. Accurate Experimental School. Punctuated. After that, what follows? Comma. Remember, we are using punctuated address. So, comma there. Then, my box. You see the next line? There's no space. So, the next line, the box can Post Office Box WY 104. So that when the letter is posted to this address, if I go to the post office and I open my post box, I'll be able to receive the letter. Good. Then the area the school is located. Abokobi, comma, where? Accra. So listen, you see, comma is there. The next line, comma. The last line takes a full stop. Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
Good. This is what we are saying. We say, note, in punctuated address, all the lines of your address take comma. All the lines. This, first line, second line. But the last line takes a period or full stop. The last line of the address is this one. That one takes what? A full stop. That's a clue. At times, students get confused. They don't know which one to put comma and which one to put full stop. If there are 5 lines, 4 lines will take comma. At the end of each line, comma. Then the last line takes what? Full stop. Take note, we are talking about address, not date. This is address, not what? Date. Any question on this? Okay, fine. Now, this is a block type of address. This also say the first letter of each line should align with one another throughout in block type. Now, when we say the first letter should align, you see, accurate starts with A. You see where it is? The next line, post office, starts with P. You see that it's in line with A. And then the next one, the first letter of Abokobi is A, so So it also aligns. Do you get that? Good. So this is what we mean it being aligned. Then the unpunctuated can also be blocked or slanted. So for example, Ayete Government School is unpunctuated. I didn't put comma. Post office box that no comma. Osu. This one should have also been slanted. So there's an error there. We should have pushed this Osu back somewhere to start from office. I'll make that correction in our next lesson so that you see. This is slanted address. So the Osu should have been pushed to start somewhere here. The O should have been somewhere here, right? Good. So the correction will be done, inshallah, in our next lesson we'll look at. So see, leave no blank line between the various aspects of the what? The address. Good. And then we say do not use uppercase. At times students are tempted to use the upper cases. There's no need to use capital letters throughout when you are writing your address. So take note of that too. Now let's look at the date. The date should be in line. As I said, the other one, it should have, just like Osu type, this one should have been moved. This one is punctuated and slanted. This should have been moved to this space. And then the date aligns with the B. The date aligns with the B. So we say the date should be the day the letter is written. And then the date should align with the first letter of the first line of your address. So for the date, if you push this one, the date should align with the first letter, the B should align. We say the date could be in any of the following. You can use this type of date. You can also use this type of date. It doesn't necessarily need to be in this form. And then the date is not part of the address, so the date takes full stop at the end of it. The date is not part of the address. Any question? Any question? If you have any question, ask. Let me do the correction here so that for the purpose of our viewers, we can all see how it should have been. Good. So probably it was good the error occurred so that we see how at times we write and then the best way. So this is how it should have been. This is slanted, unpunctuated. See, this is how it should have been. Slanted. It's not punctuated. Good. And then this is slanted, punctuated. And then the date aligns. The date aligns. You don't push the date just like the other one is pushed. This is slanted. If we're having the block type, this is how it looks. The block type, it will look like this. So I'm correcting just one, and then we'll see it. This is block type with each date. All the three lines are aligning, and this is punctuated. Good. Viewers at home, we've tried to demonstrate how each form of address is written. We have the block and the slanted type. We hope you have taken note of it, and you need to pay critical attention to it. When you are writing the slanted type, take note your date should align with the first line of your address. And if you are using the block format, you do not have problem. If you decide to punctuate your address, you punctuate properly. If you decide not to punctuate your address, but you have to punctuate your date. Until we meet again next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.